In 2003, a team of researchers at Cornell University sat down with 50 families. They watched, they measured, they recorded every interaction between parent and baby for months. And what they found quietly changed everything scientists believed about how baby intelligence is built. It wasn't genetics. It wasn't expensive toys. It wasn't baby Einstein videos. It was 3 specific things parents were doing that were measurably lowering their baby's cognitive development week by week. 3 habits. Every home. Happening right now. Here's what they found. Habit number 1. Answering before they can ask. Here's what's really happening when you hand your baby what they want before they reach for it. Point at it, or try to communicate it. In one of the most important language and cognition studies ever conducted, researchers Betty Hart and Todd Risley spent 2.5 years recording parent-child interactions across 42 families. Their finding was staggering. The single biggest predictor of a child's IQ at age 3 was not income, not education, not genetics. It was the number of back-and-forth conversational exchanges between parent and child in the first 3 years. They called it the 30 million word gap, the difference in words heard and exchanged between children in highly responsive homes versus low-responsive homes by age 4. But here is the part most parents miss completely. It is not just words heard. It is words exchanged. The serve and return. The attempt, the response, the attempt again. When you hand your baby the cup before they reach for it, you have just stolen a cognitive exchange from them. Their brain had a problem to solve. You solved it for them. And that tiny stolen moment, multiplied across hundreds of interactions every single day, adds up to a measurable reduction in the neural pathways being built for language, reasoning, and problem solving. Your baby's reach is not just physical. It is the first sentence they ever tried to speak. But the second habit? It comes entirely from love, and it is doing something to your baby's stress hormones that directly suppresses cognitive development. Habit number 2. Rescuing them from frustration too quickly. In 2011, developmental psychologist Dr. Alison Gopnik at UC Berkeley published research that reframed how scientists think about baby frustration. Her conclusion: frustration is not a problem to be solved. It is the learning itself. Here is the neuroscience. When your baby encounters a problem they cannot immediately solve, a toy they can't reach, a shape that won't fit, a sound they can't identify, their brain releases a measured amount of cortisol, just enough to activate focus, just enough to drive the neural effort required to figure it out. When that problem gets solved by their own brain, dopamine floods in, the reward circuit fires, and that specific neural pathway gets stronger. This is called productive struggle, and it is one of the primary mechanisms through which infant intelligence is built. But here is what's really happening in most homes. The moment your baby shows frustration, the furrowed brow, the reaching, the small cry, a loving parent rushes in, fixes it, resolves it, because watching your baby struggle feels like failing them. It is not failing them. Rescuing them too quickly is. Every time you solve what their brain was just about to solve, you have intercepted a dopamine hit that was meant for them. You have interrupted a neural pathway being built in real time. The struggle on your baby's face is not distress. It is concentration. It is genius in progress. And the third habit is the one that will genuinely stop you in your tracks, because it involves something almost every parent does during the most ordinary moment of the day. Habit number 3. Background TV and constant noise environments. In 2008, Dr. Daniel Anderson at the University of Massachusetts conducted a landmark study on what he called the background TV effect. He measured cognitive engagement, parent-child interaction frequency, and attention span in babies exposed to background television versus those in quiet environments. The results were clear and concerning. In homes with background TV, even TV the baby was not watching, even TV in another room, parent-child interactions dropped by 20%. Parent verbal responses to baby communication dropped significantly. And crucially, baby sustained attention, one of the strongest early predictors of IQ, dropped measurably. Here is the simple translation. Your baby's brain is designed to focus on the most acoustically complex sound in their environment. When a television is on, even quietly, even in the background, it becomes the dominant sound source. Your baby's auditory cortex locks onto it, away from your voice, away from the serve and return exchanges their cognitive development depends on. The TV is not teaching your baby. It is redirecting the attention their brain was supposed to spend learning from you. And the research shows this happens with just 2 hours of background TV per day, which is below the average in most homes. Silence in your home is not empty. It is the sound of your baby's brain working at full capacity. 3 things you can start today. Each takes under 60 seconds. Wait 5 seconds. Before you hand your baby what they want, pause. Let them reach, point, or attempt to communicate. That 5-second window is a cognitive exercise worth more than any educational toy. Let them struggle for 1 minute. When your baby is frustrated with a task, watch before you help. If they are safe and not in distress, let their brain work. The dopamine hit when they figure it out is building their intelligence in real time. Turn off background TV during floor time. Even 30 minutes of genuine quiet play with your baby, no TV, no background noise, produces more cognitive development than hours of passive environment. Your voice in a quiet room is the most powerful brain-building tool ever studied. Free habits, free changes. None of them cost money. None of them require special training. None of them demand perfection. They just require one thing: knowing what you now know. Your baby's brain is not waiting for the right toy, the right class, or the right school. It is waiting for the right moment. The pause before you hand them what they want. The space you leave for their struggle. The quiet that lets your voice be the loudest thing in their world. Intelligence is not given to your baby. It is built, one ordinary moment at a time, by you.